Watch the video and let's go through the narrative. You will see Mr. Pretty come in here in just a moment, and he moves out toward the middle of the street. Of course, the camera moves a lot. There he is. That's his arm coming up right there. And in a minute, now you see him out in the street waving at traffic. And in a moment, I want you to note the moment when agents first seem to engage with him, and I mean approach him as if they see him and want to say something to him. This car goes past, and now you see an agent moving toward him. Then the camera goes off a little bit. When he comes back, you'll see this woman get shoved to the ground violently here. You see Mr. Pretty, ICU nurse, trying to go over to her. They both end up getting pepper sprayed, so he looks more like he's trying to get away with her or trying to go somewhere else. He gets yanked back over here. The agents all crowd around him. And you may notice one agent in the middle who briefly rises up and turns his back right there. Here it comes. There you see the guy right in the middle there leaning over, and he turns away, and that's when the shooting occurs in all of this. The amount of time from when the agents first sort of engaged with him, when presumably he thought he was just there protesting, shooting video, to the time that he winds up dead is about 30 seconds. So less time than I've been talking right now. That's how fast that happened. So Jessica, nonetheless, despite that scene where he does not seem to be going toward agents, he certainly does not seem to be brandishing any kind of weapon. He does not seem to be fighting with agents, except to the degree that they have him pinned down on the ground there. This is what's being characterized by the White House, by the Trump administration, as him representing, as we saw some tweets earlier today, where they represented him as being like there to massacre agents, and that he was some instant threat. And there's just no real sense here that it says it looks like a situation where he wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement. You watch that video and you're like, well, he had agents all around him. If that were the case, why wasn't he brandishing a weapon? Why wasn't he doing anything more? And you remember the agent I pointed out in the middle that I wanted you to look at? CNN went through and analyzed a lot of this video, and particularly that video. Watch him stepping away there. He has what certainly looks like the gun in question here. And that freeze frame, Jessica, that we're looking at right there, that is happening somewhere around a second before the shooting happens. The first shot and then the 9 shots that come afterward, which would suggest that whatever threat he may have presented, if that's the only question, this gun, that it was just being taken away from the scene at that moment. All of which is to say, not that there is clear evidence from any video, because in a lifetime in this business, video can always be a little bit confusing as to exactly what it proves. But what it definitively does not prove at this point is the view being put forward by the Trump administration that this guy was somehow out there stalking and trying to kill agents out there. In fact, he looked very much like a man who was trying to get away from them, that they yanked back, took a gun off of him, and then he wound up dead, again, in about 30 seconds.
People, what the is wrong with you? Honestly. Oh my God! Honestly!
Terrence Lee Randolph, March 30th, 1947, December 10th, 2024. Today we remember that freedom is not free. We have to work at it, nurture it, protect it, and even sacrifice for it. May we never forget and always remember our brothers and sisters who have served so that we may enjoy the gift of freedom. So in this moment, we remember and give thanks for their dedication and selfless service to our nation in the cause of our freedom. In this solemn hour, we render them our honor and our gratitude.
Well, he was walking and stuff, and then the ICE just jumped out of nowhere and just started tackling and tussling with him. He was just walking, and they just surrounded, and he slipped on the ice, and they started tussling with him. And then they hit him in the head with a canister, and then he started tussling with them, and then they shot him. They just killed him right there. He was unarmed. He was just walking. He didn't have no gun or nothing and stuff, you know. He was just dead. There was 6 agents on him, so ain't no way he should have been able to reach for a gun if he had a gun, but... You know, it's cold out here. Everybody's bundled up, so you don't know what they might have. You know what I'm saying? But it's just sad to see him, you know, get killed like that. It didn't take for them to kill him just to take him on the ground. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I don't know if he had a gun on him or not. I can't say that, you know. But it's just sad, you know what I'm saying, to see it in real life how close it is, you know. So.
During this operation, an individual approached U.S. Border Patrol agents with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. The agents attempted to disarm the individual, but he violently resisted. Fearing for his life and the lives and safety of fellow officers, a Border Patrol agent fired defensive shots. Medics on the scene immediately delivered medical aid to the subject, but the subject was pronounced dead at the scene. The suspect also had 2 loaded magazines and no accessible ID. This looks like a situation where an individual wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement. Then, about 200 rioters arrived at the scene and began to obstruct and assault law enforcement. Crowd control measures have been deployed for the safety of the public and law enforcement. The officer was highly trained and had been serving as a Border Patrol agent for 8 years. The officer has extensive training as a range safety officer and less lethal officer.
大家好，我是主播林家远。生活压力大，失眠、浅眠是现代人常见的烦恼。太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌现在进一步推出晚安加强版，添加水染伽马、色氨酸、茶氨酸、香蜂草4大天然草本，选择太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌，做好日常保养，身体轻松无负担。每日克菲尔，时刻美好 ，Good Feel Good， 请上快点购为健康下单，输入推荐码有额外折扣。太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌基础版、晚安加强版，新包装改版，内容不变，抽取更方便。要吃就吃最好的。